Let's be honest, most of us didn't get great sex ed. Maybe it was the banana or a condom demo that made everyone giggle. Maybe it was silence, or worse, messages filled with fear and shame. And now we're parents trying to do better, but those old feelings, they still pop up, don't they? That little voice saying, what if I stuff this up? What if I say the wrong thing? As a nurse, sex educator, and an autistic mum, I've seen how those old scripts show up in parents over and over again. But the good news is that we can change them. What if I told you that shame isn't just a feeling, it's something we learned? And if we learned it, we can unlearn it. And that's what today's video is all about. How to break the cycle of bad, shame-filled sex ed so that your autistic or ADHD child grows up confident, safe, and curious. So let's start with the truth. Shame-free sex ed starts with you. So what does bad sex ed really look like? When I say bad sex ed, I don't just mean the outdated stuff from school. I mean the silence, the awkward glances, the we don't talk about that in this house. I remember my own confusion as a tween and a teen growing up, knowing something was happening to my body, but not having the words or the space to be able to talk about it. Most parents today aren't trying to repeat that, but without tools, we accidentally do because silence, it actually teaches kids that this topic is unsafe, and shame grows wherever silence lives. So let's look at why that shame sticks around and how it sneaks into our parenting without us even realizing. Shame thrives on confusion. When we don't understand our bodies, we fill in the blanks with fear. And that fear doesn't magically disappear when we grow up. It just changes shape. Now, as adults, it looks like hesitation. It's the tight chest when your child asks a question you weren't ready for. It's the urge to change the subject, laugh it off, or to panic. And if you're neurodivergent like me, that shame can hit you even harder. Literal thinkers often replay every awkward moment, every time we felt like we got it wrong. So we overthink and freeze instead of feeling safe to learn. Shame shuts learning down, but safety and clarity open it back up. And that's where my CLEAR method comes in. It's not just a teaching framework, it's how we break the shame cycle altogether. So how do we actually teach without passing on our own shame? We use the CLEAR approach, and it's the foundation of everything I teach at Sex Ed Rescue. So I'm going to talk you through it. C is for clarity. So when we use real words like penis or vulva, we remove the mystery. And clarity tells kids that this is safe to talk about, replaces the old shame language, the nicknames, the giggles, and the hush-hush tone with calm confidence. L is for layers, and this is where we build knowledge step by step. You don't need to dump everything on your child at once. Each short, honest chat adds a layer of understanding, and that predictability feels safe, especially for autistic kids. E is for everyday. So forget that talk. Sometimes we have to plan conversations like porn, puberty, or sex. But real sex ed happens in little moments like a question in the car or when a TV show sparks curiosity or a book. Small chats, repeated often, actually send a huge message. We can talk about this anytime. A is for aligned. You get to bring your values. Shame-free doesn't mean value-free. You can teach safety, consent, or faith-based boundaries without judgment or fear. Kids just need to understand why your family believes what it does. R is for repeatable, because the magic isn't in saying it once, it's in saying it again. And repetition builds confidence. So every time you revisit a topic calmly, you're just rewiring that old shame response in them and in you. And this is how we stop shame from being inherited, not by giving the perfect answer, but by creating a safe pattern of honesty, repetition, and connection. So what does this look like in everyday life? Let's make it practical. Here's your gentle starting point. Notice your own reaction when the topic comes up. That little jolt of awkwardness is just an old script. Pause and breathe. You're allowed to feel it and to still keep going. Say one clear thing, even if it's just, that's a great question. Let's talk about it later tonight. Come back later if you need to find the right words. And then repeat it the next time a chance comes up. Every calm conversation replaces one old memory of shame in them and in you. And over time, those small chats do something powerful. They rewrite your child's emotional blueprint around sex and bodies. They'll grow up knowing that these topics are safe, not shameful. And you'll finally start believing that too. Every calm conversation replaces one old memory of shame in them and in you. Ready for something practical that you can do today? If you had to choose one small step to start with, what would it be? Try one of these. Use correct body part names in everyday conversation. Talk about one family rule around privacy. Or simply tell your child, you can always ask me questions about your body. Small, consistent actions create big change over time. You don't need to overhaul everything. It's just about starting. And as we wrap up, let's recap what really does matter with this. Breaking the cycle of bad sex ed doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with one calm, honest moment. Every time you talk about bodies, consent, or relationships without fear or disgust, you're doing it. You're rescuing your child from the shame that you grew up with. And remember, sex ed is not about perfection. It's about connection. And you're already doing better than the generation before you. And if this hits home, you might like my video on using real language without making it awkward. Click the video on the screen, as it's often the first and the biggest step.